You must be tweaking something with Zodra.
Guest appearance tonight.
If you're gonna lay down, you might not freaking barrel rolling, you dumbass.
Alright, do a barrel roll.
So, bad news for everybody, or kind of good news, bad news for everybody, by the way. So, remember the whole thing about kicking Nykirin out last time?
Yeah.
Well, I leveled up, or Hogan leveled up, got another level of Druid, which also got him the Gaius spell, which might have made that whole situation a lot simpler.
I mean, it's not too late to throw that on there.
Yeah, that's true. But I think, like, everything might have gone a little differently if he could have said, so when I get up in the morning, I'll be able to do this.
So, get back in here, we got something else to tell you.
So we changed our minds again.
It could have gone differently because we could have cursed her.
It's not a curse, it's a Gaius.
I've changed the agreement of the deal. Pray I don't change it any further.
Right?
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
I'm altering the deal, but I do not alter it further.
I should have gone and got water. Okay, we're about to start, because water's for squares. I don't need drinks.
Liquids.
God, I forgot how...
And squares are my D6s.
I forgot how fucked up Happy Tree Friends was.
Alright, here we go. I've got soda, and I've got vitamins, and that is going to be everything that sustains me into the future.
Sounds like the perfect suicide pill. Wait, what?
Alright, and let's turn on some music. We'll go with... What is this? I've been, like, very happy with the music we've been using, but I'm gonna go with something else because... Here we go. That's awesome. That isn't as awesome because it's... There we go. I like this. Okay. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group A, Sky of Wolves, Episode 10. When we last left this part... Oh, whoa, we're not gonna just jump into that. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons tonight. It is a role-playing game. Everything you're going to see tonight is live storytelling, and it's going to be fun on a bun. Again, we're playing in a custom homebrewed setting. It is called Ilderon. There is a link to our wiki in the description where you can read all about the world. If you got into episode 10 and you don't know about it, stop and definitely click a few random articles. And then moving on from there, this is parental advisory advised. If you're one of my students or under the age of 13, the content that you are going to see tonight is questionable for your maturity level. With that, we have a full party tonight, so I only have to control your guys' 10,000 NPCs minus 1.
You know, the NPCs that you give us and I complain about controlling.
Hey, I've been trying to get rid of them.
To be fair, this is nowhere near as bad as Group C or Group B when it comes to NPCs.
Whoa, both. Actually, you guys are the best group for NPCs. I don't even make Group D keep up with the names of their NPCs. If anybody watched the Saturday night session, it was literally just probably about a 40-minute straight period of people asking, wait, who is this person again? Oh yeah, this is why we want to kill them. Wait, who is this person? Oh yeah, that's why we want to kill that one. Just over and over and over again for like 7 straight NPCs.
In my suffering.
Yeah, I heard about one of them, and when Rob was telling me, I'm like, who the hell was that? Oh yeah, I remember that person.
Yeah, I don't remember them until they become relevant. So anyways, the way I like to do the recaps now, we'll go... Oh, we're going to alternate it. This is going to be the first group I start alternating it with. So 1 week, we're going to go with the oldest member of the party to the newest member of the party, giving, the recap from their perspective, a short summary of what happened last session from their character's perspective and what they want to achieve this session. 1 week we'll do the oldest to the newest, and then next week we'll do the newest to the oldest. So last time we did the oldest to the newest. So tonight we're going to go with the newest to the oldest, and my brain doesn't work like this, so I have to look who that's going to be. That's going to be Wesley, controlling Willow. So give us a short summary from Willow's perspective, and then what he wants to get accomplished this session.
So I'm narrating what happened last week.
Yeah, you don't have to narrate all of it. It can be 2 sentences, or it can be, a dozen. I prefer 2.
Okay. So last time we made, basically the entire session was one long disciplinary action for our NPCs who made very poor decisions in life. And basically one of our lead NPCs was fired and said, basically, if we ever see you again, we're probably going to kill you. As far as who I'm controlling Willow, a elf fighter, and the chief tryhard of the group. He basically, at this point, he wants to get Elena killed and go back home to his apple orchard.
Try hard or does hard?
Try hard.
No, it was a joke, because I feel like he does hard.
Haha, humor.
Haha, human humor.
Humor. This
Humor
pleases me.
I'm not. My last name's not Zuckerberg. No, you.
The next is going to be Jeff controlling Ogun.
So last session he was reluctantly letting go of one of the Blue Band people and letting another one double down on his honor debt. His main goal for this session is to get to find Arcanus Calliastus, his fellow zoologist, so that he can bring in some of the assistants from the college, his college, to help with the whole Elena situation, and then hopefully finally get the fuck out of town. However, he also woke up with the potential knowledge of the Gaius spell in his brain, so he's trying to consider, or is considering, some kind of way to rehire Nykirin. Maybe not. It's hard to say.
Alright, next we have Shelby controlling Fractus.
Well, Fractus is happy that we cut Nykirin loose. He didn't really want to kill her because he actually kind of liked her, and but he didn't see any way to reconcile. So it's better to be cut loose so she can do her own thing, and he's happy about that.
Okay, next we have JD controlling Teak.
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
What?
No.
Okay, fair.
Teak, Teak in the long run wants a little slice of what Willow wants, which is kill Elena, then go back to business. But has a secret, dun dun, and also just wishes that we could all get along.
That's fair. Then we have Wiz controlling Alward.
We went fishing, and then had to deal with the betrayer and the poor people who listened to her. It was a sad session. But hey, went fishing, so that's fun.
Betrayal!
And then finally we have Anthony controlling Soulmane.
Last session, Soulmane, Alward, and Fractus did a little shopping. Soulmane sold his Oath Blade and got a new sword. They commandeered some horses after conning a Risen member. And then just kind of waited as Cyril was recanting the events that had transpired before the Unrepentant and even Outward were a part of the group. Then tonight, not really have any plans, just hopefully we can get out of Dockensdale.
Alright. Yeah, so as everybody heard, the last session started off on the 15th of Hunter. It is the 5th day of the week. The party, after the events of the 14th, hunting down the blue band, dragging them back, and everything going on with that, the party was deciding what to do. Fractus, Soulmane, and Alward went to get some more gear for their travels and the fights ahead. They acquired 5 horses that they bought on the sly from Nazaram. And then, Alward fished a little bit, and the party met back up. While discussing what to do with the blue band, the party decided to vote on it, and it came down to a completely even split. Rosero was wandering by and joined in the conversation and added his opinion to the subject. When asked about trusting Nykirin and what to do with her, Rosero offered some advice on the subject, saying that in valorous situations, I don't think those were his words exactly, but when your mettle is tested and it comes down to the wire, sometimes the person who you think you are isn't the person you actually are, and that has proven true every time for Nykirin, constantly surprising him. And he recounted the time at the inn where Nykirin saved Elsie and several other people from the Burning Tavern when Group A originally tricked Birion into setting it on fire. And Rosero informed... I don't think that's the first time he informed the party that he died, but I think it's the first time he informed the party of how he died. That him and Anston died fighting a vampire lord. Then the party came to the decision to let Rosero double or nothing their debt and take on Nykirin's, and to cut Nykirin loose. It was the one thing that would hurt Nykirin the most of not being needed. And she was she was amazingly sad at that decision, but nevertheless held her confidence together after only crying a little bit, and went to pack up her stuff. You guys brought Anston down, did not give him the same deal, and Anston revealed to you guys that the further he gets away from the book that you guys are keeping, the more he craves its presence. And you guys were all aware that thing is still following him, however, it is not currently trying to possess him any. Anston still does not know how to read. For whatever it's worth. So it feels very weird wanting to have a book. So we're gonna pick up there. It is the afternoon of the 15th of Hunter. I don't remember exactly where we left off. So we are going to just go about an hour and a half after the last point of the last session. Nykirin has packed up her stuff. She has said her goodbyes to the blue band, and she's going to be leaving the tavern, the legendary pirate.
Brandon,
Yes.
when she goes upstairs and before she leaves, can I do something real quick?
Yeah, you can, because that was one thing I wanted to cover is like your guys' goodbye. But yeah, as she's getting ready to finally leave, then you can interrupt her in her room. And I need all of my percentage dice, so I don't have to sit here and type this out. Give me 1 second to find my dice box. Alright. I'm going to roll a percentage die real quick for if any of the other members are still up there. It's the easiest way to decide it. Okay. When you go up there, oh, I forgot. After the recap, we are in the city of Dockensdale tonight. It is the late afternoon of the 15th of Hunter. You guys are in the center of the city on Shadowside, and you are in the legendary pirate inn. Let's see. Group NPCs, Group A. Alright, when you go upstairs, Nykirin is going to have all her stuff packed, and she is going to have a map out showing it is a map of Ililnagai, and she is showing Roseril the different towns and cities when you step in. And she's as you step in, she's going to be pointing down to it and say, if you follow this road to Amirian, I'll be on this trade route, and there are 3 outposts just west of the river. Come search for me there, okay? Don't die. Roseril's gonna just like be nodding, absorbing this absent-mindedly.
When she says that to him, Soulmane's gonna chime in. I won't let him.
Yeah, and she's gonna look up at you. And there's gonna be like this awkward
Oh, it's super awkward.
yeah, there's this moment of tension, and let's go with this. Roseril is gonna look at you, look back at her, look at you, look back at her, and he's gonna say, so you didn't go with Scari's fix, did you?
No.
Nykirin is gonna say, Roseril, a minute. He's gonna nod. Give her a final hug. Walk out of the room and walk towards Soulmane. Fist to the shoulder on Soulmane in a friendly manner, and he just nods to you and steps out.
I want to start this by saying, I don't hate you.
Nykirin is going to look down and say, good, I did what I thought was best.
And I did what I thought was best. Unfortunately, it just turned out that both of us can't be right.
And she's going to nod and say, if it means anything, I did really like you.
It does, and the feeling is mutual there. As I said, I don't hate you, and I don't
Go ahead.
If I was in your position, I probably would have done the same. Looking at it from my end, though, putting everyone's lives, including your own, after I had just cleared your names, wasn't worth it.
And that's where she's gonna make eye contact with you, and she's gonna say the risk. I believe the risk was worth it, and I'll take the gamble every single time.
That's where you and I differ in a lot. I try to plan out my moves a little more ahead, so that way I don't end up in situations where I'm being hunted every 5 minutes. Though if any positive came out of all of this, you are free to roam this land without the ruby going after you.
She's gonna shrug and say, I don't even know what that's worth anymore.
No, but you can at least now figure it out without needing to keep a constant eye over your shoulder.
She's gonna exhale, walk up to you, and pull out her dagger, and offer it towards you.
Why are you giving me your dagger?
She's gonna say it's not an oath blade, but I want you to at least think of me while you're on the roads.
With all the shit we've been through, I don't think I could forget you if I tried. He'll take it. He's going to pull out a small satchel of 300 gold and hand it over to her. You'll need this so that way you can get around and do what you need to survive.
She's going to take the gold and say, do you remember that march to the eye of the Mountains Lodge? Right before we were left for dead?
How we were all joking and laughing. Then when we got close, we all kicked into gear like we were supposed to.
Nykiran is gonna say, I didn't speak up for what I believed in. As confident as I am, and she'll look towards the door and say, as confident as I am in their skills, it wasn't something I thought we were capable of, but she's gonna say, I let myself trust. I let myself believe in something that was bigger than me. And when I did, it snapped back on all of us. We all almost died that day. The few of us that got out of there alive, she shakes her head and says, if they ask why I am the way I am, tell them it's for a good reason. And she is going to hug you and say, it felt good to trust you. I'm just sorry it couldn't last.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
She holds you there for a long moment before she finally lets go, and she's gonna take a couple steps towards the door.
Hi, Kieran.
She stops.
Soulmane pulls out the mirror out of the past. You gave me something to remember you. You can use this to remember me.
How long can that thing scry into the past? Let me, yeah, hold on. Let me, pull out something. Tales from the Yawning Portal. The book I never use.
Look, you pulled that random thing that I've had since pretty much session 2 of this.
Mirror of the Past. The holder of this platinum mirror, our platinum hand mirror, can learn something about the history of a specific object or creature by taking an action to gaze into the mirror and think of the target. Instead of the holder's reflection, the mirror presents scenes from the target's past. Information conveyed is accurate, but it is random, cryptic, and presented in no particular order. Once it is activated, the mirror gives its information for 1 minute or less, then returns to normal. It can't be used again until the next dawn. Alright. She is, when you hand her the mirror, she's going to say, "You're just giving this to me?"
I've decided to stop looking in the past and try to move forward.
She's going to hold it with a trembling hand, and so I rolled a percentage die and I didn't set parameters. Do you want high to be good or low to be good? I'll let you set the parameters because I actually can't make up my mind and I know the results of the roll already. Because when you can't make the decision, push it off on someone else.
That sounds alright. Let's go with low.
Low is good?
Yes.
Okay. She is going to, like, hold the mirror with a shaking hand, and say, someday I'll be brave enough to look at this. And she's going to put it in her satchel and say thank you.
Anytime. Don't get yourself killed before we get them back to you. Those 3 can't survive without you.
Kieran is going to nod and say, we have our whole lives to live. I don't plan on it. And I think she's going to step out at that. This is kind of hard for her.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Alright, everybody else downstairs and moving about the tavern, you're going to, see Nykiran giving her final goodbyes, kisses on the foreheads, long hugs, instructions to each member of just, make sure to clean behind your ears. Skari, when you mix this potion, you remember what happened at this one point. Stay away from these groups of bandits or highwaymen, and etc., etc. And then she is going to solemnly depart out of the inn.
There she goes.
Skari is gonna say, it's been 11 years. Nykirin isn't around, but Nykirin knows what to do. And Skari's just gonna kind of go back over this over and over again for probably about 3 minutes, just going in circles until I guess somebody eventually stops her.
Sorry. She knew what she was doing. She messed up. Just be glad that you weren't dragged down with her.
And Skari's gonna say, yeah, she messed up.
And Owl will return out, will exit and go to the stables.
Sits with Bear for another session.
I mean, he does that every session.
Alright.
Except for the one where he got backstabbed.
Every session we're in town.
So, it is the late afternoon of the 15th of Hunter. What do you guys want to do? Your contact from the university has not shown up.
I'm going to use the sending scroll that I have to contact the contact from the university again.
Okay, can Ogun send sending? Because if it's...
no, I have a scroll.
Yeah, if it's not on your spell list, it's the scroll is gibberish to you. You were told what it is, but just looking it over. Okay. I don't know if Skari can. Let me look at her spell list real quick.
Okay.
I want to say druids can use scrying or sending.
It's
not on my spell list yet. So.
Yeah, sending's a 3rd level spell where you send shenanigans at people.
Yeah, no, druids.
It is not on the druid list, which, in my opinion, is one of the only weaknesses of druid.
It's on cleric, probably bard as well.
Yeah, it's on cleric, sorcerer, and wizard. Pretty much the only people who don't get it are druids, paladins, and rangers.
Well, I was going to level...
warlocks.
I was going to level Skari, Raseril, and Anston up for you guys, each one level. In which I was going to give Skari a level of Sorcerer. Which would open up her availability for casting. She wouldn't be able to cast Sending, but, with the scroll, she could potentially send it for you.
Okay.
She's getting better at magic. Say it again?
Well, the thing is that when you cast... when you are casting from a scroll onto...
Yeah,
so
you make a spell check.
First level sorcerer tries to cast at 3rd level... She'd have to roll a DC, since she doesn't technically have access to that spell.
Yeah, That's what I'm saying. It would be
She's
difficult,
fine,
but yeah, she can cast it off the scroll. But also, I don't think she's familiar with Caliestus. Oh God. Yeah, Skari hasn't studied at the university either.
Okay, well, if it comes down to that, or Ogun will go find Kraylor and see if he's willing to do another round of that. Or wait a second, hang on. I have. I don't think the range is long enough, but I'm going to double check it. Oh. Okay, well. Locate creature is only 1,000 feet. I don't think there's any way to boost that. I could get 3 miles out of a commune with nature, but I don't know if I can do that in town.
Locate creature is a. Oh yeah. You'd have to. You're not even a sorcerer. I was just like, can't you distance spell it? But no.
No.
Druids get the spell.
Yeah, I know.
Druids get locate creature. So.
Oh no, I know that, but you don't have the sorcerer ability to increase the yeah.
That would be useful. No. Yeah, I guess go to Kraylor and see if I can find him again.
Okay.
Hey, I can't find Arcanus Caliestus. I need another sending if you don't mind.
Kraylor is he conscious? And okay, so he is conscious and he is still incredibly drunk. When he had the 2 university fizzes earlier.
Yeah.
And when you come to him and you're just like, hey, I need Caliestus, he's gonna say, I'll send the sending to the sender who needs to be sent. What do you want to say?
Okay, so first off, I'm gonna... Oh, shoot. Okay. Can he... just a question. Is it possible for him to get, say, a enhanced ability for Bear's Endurance to get him to shake off some of the inebriation? Make a save a Constitution check. Do that with a little prompting.
I'd say you can make a medicine check if you want, and I'll allow you to use your strength modifier to try and slap him sober.
All right.
And I'll strength instead of wisdom, and I'll say I'll put the DC at 19 to slap some sense into him.
I'll try it.
Yeah, as far as like enhancing ability and increasing his constitution now, the damage is already done. All right, yeah, love. You're gonna like lightly tap at his face of like, Kraylor, come on, Kraylor, and he's gonna say, I'm the magic man. Gonna get my Arcanist certification.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it while you're drunk. All right, let me try this a different way. How about some medicine with wisdom? Go to the bartender and go, look, I need a hangover cure, or sorry, a drunkenness cure in a hurry. What can you do for me? How about something like this?
Don't you have lesser restoration?
You do have a lesser restoration, but he is going to provide you. Let's see, some smelling salts, some fish oil, and some water, and chug it all down. Or rather, smell the smelling salts, drink the stuff to absorb the alcohol and replenish the fluids. Yeah, so he's gonna give you that stuff, and if you make that medicine check, I'm gonna allow him another Constitution save, and he's gonna nat 20 that. And like when you bring this stuff to him, and you start like putting the fish oil in his mouth and the smelling salts in his nose and forcing him to chug water, he's going, "Good God, man, what is this?"
It's your wake-up call. Hey, Kraylor, I need a kind of sober sending to Calliestus again. Sorry to wake you and pull you out of your pleasantly drunken state.
He's gonna say, "I feel like I just got punched to the head and then punched again." And blinking, he's gonna come to inside of his room. And he's gonna look and see, oh God, you're inside of his room. You're gonna see him start cleaning up some stuff real quick and say, "What do you need me to send?"
To Arcanus Calliestus again, and where are you, and where can I meet you? I guess.
All right.
Where are you? Do you need me to come get you? Okay.
Okay. He's gonna send that.
On that one. Yeah.
He waits for a few minutes, and he is gonna respond, or rather, after a few seconds, he's going to. Oh, I have to count these out.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Betrayed in the snow. And he's going to be giving these words as he gets them back. Betrayed in the snow. Left for dead. But I'm good. Left for dead, but I'm good. I'm hunting them. Busy now.
The fuck? Can you do another one? Tell me where, I'll come help.
Unfortunately, and actually Kraylor would say this, and he's gonna say, collecting all that information earlier today and this morning, I haven't replenished my spells. I'm sorry. Come back tomorrow, and I will.
Hand him the scroll. There you go.
He's gonna take it, and he's gonna say, "What do you want me to ask?"
Same thing. Or like I just said, tell me where you are, I'll come help. I'm good at hunting.
He is going to send it and get a reply. Found, he replies, oh my god, that's 15, that's not 25. Okay, cool. So yeah, she's got plenty of words with it. It's like, oh god, how do I get this in there? I found a cave. I found a cave with ice eggs in them. or with ice eggs in it. I can't leave the brood behind to poachers. I'm in the mountains of Northhold.
Okay. So, let's see. How far are the mountains of Northhold?
Here we go. I'm going to mark you guys with dark blue. If you look on the map on the left, and then I'm going to mark her in our circle red, the mountains of Northhold.
Fucking hell! She went completely the wrong direction.
No, that's where her
sounds like she went
expedition was. Yes.
Alright, so she's basically not being any help at all at this point.
After getting this, and like Ogun, like there angrily, Kraylor is just he's gonna look down and say, "I'm sorry, Professor Ogun."
Okay, not your fault. Do you have any words left?
And he is gonna shrug and say, "I'm spelled out."
Okay. Thank you for your assistance. If you know anybody else over at the college that you think could carry this message, and tomorrow you're feeling up to it, tell them what you know about what happened here. I'm heading for the Earth Fire. I can't afford to wait any longer, I don't think. If they can meet us there, that would be helpful.
He nods and says, when I regain my spells, I'll try and send her another sending.
Okay. It doesn't sound like Calliestus is sufficiently motivated to help us right now. So if you can get something to somebody else you know relatively well over at the college, or straight to Dila, or whatever, just tell them I'm heading for the Earth Fire. This is potentially world-ending, I guess you could say, and bring help. That's all I got.
He's gonna nod and say, I studied under Master Minlor and Professor Risserix.
How does
or Nick Saban.
Okay.
They were outside of your field of study. You'd have to roll a history check.
Okay, I'll go for that.
I haven't seen the result of it.
There you go. How's that history check for you?
Give me 1 second to...
Taste it, 27.
27? Okay. Okay, Professor Niven. That was who he said. You are going to know that they are both weapon researchers. Professor Minlor experiments in alchemical goods, and Professor Nixhaven, last you heard, was researching Earthfire weapons, but he hasn't been heard from in some time.
Okay. Probably the first one then, since theoretically his whereabouts are relatively known, and Kraylor won't be burning spells on somebody that's dead or something.
Okay.
And just, give him the short version. The Earthfire might be gone if we don't act. Bring help. That's all we got.
Alright. He'll, pull out, or he'll do that as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Good luck. Wish me good luck as well. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, no, he will. He'll say, I hope our paths cross at the Earthfire.
And Ogun takes off.
Okay. All right.
So much for the cavalry.
Well, you guys might get some backup.
Maybe. It's not what he was hoping for, but he's just like kind of, you know, he feels like it's kind of a message in the bottle time at this point. Like he just tossed it into the ocean, and we'll see if it turns out well or not.
Okay, you meet back up with the party at the legendary Pirate Inn. Nykirin is gone.
Okay.
Everybody, however, is together.
Well, everybody, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Bad news.
Bad news is Arcanus Caliestis is not going to be providing any help for us, I think, at this point, since she is busy with her studies and is not willing to set them aside for a little while. Good news is nature has seen fit to bestow me with additional knowledge recently. And if we decide we really do want Nykirin around, assuming I can find her again, I can put her under Gaius, if that helps y'all out. As far as being able to make use of her services and being relatively trustworthy. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically I can tell somebody to do something and they're going to have a hard time fighting it. And if they do something contrary to it, it will have a psychic backhand that hits pretty hard. So, something to think about.
I mean, I personally feel like we've wasted more than enough time on them as it is.
Fair enough. I agree, but I mean, I was going to be around town anyways, hoping Caliestis would be coming around, so this way I'm done waiting, so I think we should get going.
I agree.
Do we want to leave now in the middle of the afternoon?
Is it really afternoon?
It's late afternoon.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not a terrible time to leave. You guys still got 8 hours of, or rather 5 hours of daylight.
Yeah, we have a decent amount of daylight. I think we can get a decent start. Put down some distance, hopefully get out of the you're very likely to be attacked zone.
I mean, how hard can we ride? We still have unmounted members with us. That wagon can't go too fast.
Just do what we can, I guess.
Well, if you'll allow me to math for a minute, and I will give this information to you guys as players because Rosero and Starry both rolled a 3, 5, and Anston rolled a 5 too. If you guys, so let's see, you've got 3 members of the Blue Band and 6 party members and 5 horses and 1 celestial steed from Teak and 1 elk from Willow, bringing your total of mounts to 7 and your number of party members to 9. If you guys drop the wagon and you have Teak summon a warhorse, and you put a member on Willow's,
My warhorse is already summoned.
Yeah. I'm just saying you summon a strong, basically a strong mount to complement the elk. no cart, you guys could book it pretty hard on just giving everybody a horse, and then one person on the elk and one person on Teek's mount.
Well, you forget about the bear.
Yeah, the bear can't sprint as fast as a horse, although it is, fast.
Do we have anybody that can change the bear into something that can move fast? Like, do we have access to polymorph yet?
No, I have access to polymorph. It just doesn't last long enough to really put down.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So unless I polymorph it into something that's really fast that can thoroughly outrun everybody else for an hour.
I mean, 8 feet around is already pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely not terrible. I'm just saying you guys have the potential without the cart to make some decent speed.
I don't feel a burning need to hang on to a cart, so whatever.
Well, I have to admit, Willow's not the biggest fan of putting somebody else on Bronwyn, but as necessity demands.
Well, you could. I did forget about Kara's movement speed, so you could just put the other person on a horse and have your horses pace with Kara, and then you guys are still doing pretty decent.
Well, a bear's up 40 feet per round?
Yes. And I think what you're losing riding horses are 60 feet around.
Yeah, all horses are 60 feet. I think all horses are 60.
Yeah, 60 feet for riding horses, which is what you guys got. You guys got 5 riding horses. The pulley pull horses are 40 feet.
Well,
out of character, Ogun. You got Longstrider?
Yep.
That could help mitigate that somewhat.
Yep.
does Longstrider still last all day?
Doesn't it?
Lasts an hour.
Yeah, it lasts an hour, no concentration, so I can lay it on multiple targets if necessary, though I've only got so many spell slots.
Well, I just figured use it on Kara so they could keep up better with the horse.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, so we have 5 horses and 1 summon and 1 elk, right?
Yes, plus Kara.
And then Kara, if Ogun transforms into a riding mount, that should solve all of our problems.
was the bear still?
Yeah, you guys don't have any problems as far as the number of mounts available for people.
It's more of the bear can't keep up with us if we're going full pace with horses.
Yeah, if you guys want to book it right now, your maximum book speed is 80 feet.
Which we could jump it up to 100 feet with the strike.
Yeah. And if Ogun has a shape that's big enough and fast enough to carry Kara, then we can go whatever.
Well, let's just go at let's just go at 40 for a while. If we feel like we need to cover more ground, we'll address it. But I do think we need to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any progress we made is going to be a lot better than the past couple of days. I think it's more clear in the war zone, which we may not be able to do anyway. I don't know how far out this conflict has spread.
Well, one thing is for sure. The longer we hang around, the more likely we're going to get caught up in it.
Well,
And at this point, I just want to get out.
Understood.
Teak, you've been awfully quiet.
Well, we just need to get going. That's all. I think we've got We've got to put matters of what is proper and what is not behind us at this point. We took a chance on getting an easier route there than we would have initially imagined, and now we're behind. It's time to move.
Okay, Willow's heading out to the stables.
Okay. Yeah, the stables are going to be attached to this building. You headed to the stall with Bronwyn?
Yeah, he's going to saddle Bronwyn and I'm trying to think if he wants to go on ahead a little ways to make sure the road is clear and have them meet up with him later or something like that. Or what he'll do is he'll actually head to the gate that they're exiting and see if the gate guards have any updates as far as where the fighting has been. Because I don't think they've been keeping up with that. And see if there's been any fighting near the path that they're going to be taking.
Okay.
And he'll just stay the rest of the group to meet him at the front gate when they're ready.
Okay, and we'll come back to Willow.
Brandon, just
yes.
So we don't spend 20 minutes on this. When I was out buying my new sword, I also got a plain satchel. I can work on however much you need me to on that.
Just a regular satchel. You can just subtract the cost from the player's handbook. I've got it right here. A backpack is going to be 2 gold pieces.
2? Okay.
1,000! I'm kidding.
I will transfer my stuff then to my new bag. Then I will hand Ogun back his bag of holding.
His bag of holding, as I say with quotation marks. You guys stole it.
Lent it to him so long he forgot he owned it.
No, he remembered. Ogun has a pretty good memory. He just doesn't care for the most part.
Oh no! I was saying, you guys stole it from the den guard.
Yeah,
we stole it from criminal.
Yeah,
stealing.
Who keeps track of that?
Like a double negative, so it's totally positive, and we're good.
I like to think we liberated it.
Something like that.
I promised I'd get it back to you, so here.
Thanks.
We might need to load it up with some feed for the horses, though. We're not taking a cart.
They're grass. They have grass. It'll be fine. Right away.
How much can I get for the cart?
For the cart, you know what? Roll me a flat in. You can use persuasion if you want to try and persuade for more, or an intelligence check to appraise and sell it. You paid. I don't think you got a cart. I think you got a carriage.
I actually got a cart.
Oh, you got a cart? Okay. Yeah, you paid 15 gold for the cart. So you can easily get 8 for it if you want to persuade.
I paid a lot more than 15.
Yeah, that's why I was like, if you paid 100 gold, you got a carriage.
Oh, I got a carriage that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure you got a carriage. But yeah, that would, you'd sell that for 50 gold, easy peasy to anybody. If you want to barter for hire, you can just roll a persuasion check. And I'll save you the heavy time on that. 6.
50 gold it is, alright!
Yeah, somebody's gonna offer you 55 for it. But yeah, nobody's really wanting to travel by caravan, right now.
We included.
Yeah. Just like some guy was like, you want to buy my cart? Awesome, here. And then you guys were like, yeah, you want it back? He's like, nope. Finders, keepers, takesy, keepsies. I don't know if that's a phrase.
It is now.
You take C's, you keep C's. Alright, so...
On the internet. Now with thanks.
Okay, so... Soulmane buys a bag, Fractus sells the cart. Willow heads to the gate to get some tertiary information and tells the party to meet up with him. What's everybody else doing?
Mountain up.
Alright. I'm not gonna be that guy.
You guys run into a second of those children.
No, not that guy. I just remembered last time this happened, Ogun, JD, the first time it happened, JD demanded I name the horses and, talk to them, and then, the next time it happened, Ogun had a conversation with the horses. And I was just, and it's on the back of Ogun's horse. I was like, does Ogun want to know his new companions? But no.
I didn't. I had to rejuggle my spells a while back and have not, and decided to stop hanging on to speak with animals at all times. Which he's honestly kind of sad about, but...
Brandon.
Probably not.
Brandon.
Yes.
Wood elves get speak with animals as a spell-like ability.
Oh, really? Do you want to talk to the horses?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I'm just gonna pull that out. Pull that on him at the most inopportune moment. Just letting you know.
Does Willow just sit there and talk to Bronwyn?
Yes. Yes, he does.
All right. So you guys are going to mount up, head towards the gate. Meanwhile, Willow, at the gate, do you want to roleplay this, or do you just want me to give you the information they're going to tell you?
I'll just say he'll ride up and ask to speak for the captain of the watch. I want to see your manager.
You'll be speaking to Random Order Captain number 3, who's gonna get rolled up now.
Oh, come on. Why number 3? He sucks. Let's get number 4.
Okay, well, number 3 rolled up as an ex-soldier, so number 4 is going to be Order Captain Tamelra. And she'll, when you ask about traveling on the road, she'll meet up with Willow and give him the lay of the land and say, we've got help from the Milanthagar on the trade roads heading west. And Supreme Light Pramada's army is keeping the Archblight at bay, trying to keep the fight in the northern parts of the country. As long as you're heading west or southwest, you'll be fine on the road. However, the safest way to travel is going to be by boat through any of the docks.
We don't have
the luxury of doing that. Yeah,
we don't have that luxury. So you're saying everything has moved to the north?
She is going to nod and say, we're going to be able to keep this fight up this way for at least another month before Dockensdale faces any serious threat.
That's good to know. So, Brandon, were we heading west?
Yeah, so if you guys
West-ish.
look on the map, I'll do this one in blue. The map to the right, you guys are in Dockensdale. You guys came down from Ardor into the city, and you are headed to the Earthfire.
Okay. So we're sort of heading in a northwesterly direction.
Yeah, you're mostly heading straight west.
enough.
The danger parts of the country You guys have traveled through and are well aware. Oh, that's not red. I kind of wanted that in red, is why I clicked red. Roll 20.
It's just a suggestion.
Yeah, exactly. The danger parts of the country are going to be that area right there. So you guys are kind of like skimming, and it goes a little far too west just because of my mouse.
Okay.
But you guys are skimming the borders of it.
Alright, so it's a possibility we might run into something, but not likely.
Yes.
Fair enough. Alright, he'll...
You guys can cut south by a day, and then, up north if you wanted, and that would ensure your safety. But
he'll report as much when everybody else arrives at the gate.
Okay. Yeah, the party's all meeting up with Willow. Willow and Bronwyn are mounted, and he relays the information to you guys.
I guess if there's nothing else, I don't really see why we can't. I don't see anything else left for us to do. Say roll random encounter dice.
Well, that would be interesting. As you guys are preparing to leave, surprise! It's an ambush in the night, in the middle of the day. Into the front gate, in front of the town guards. They never expect the Stannis Inquisition. No.
Sure.
As you guys are preparing to leave, you guys are going to see Fecton, Bethany, Bethan, and who is that last member? Oh, his name starts with a K. Killian?
Killian? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, the one in armor. You guys see the 3 traveling entertainers that you saw in Ardor and at the tavern, trotting back into town, and they are coming from. I believe you guys are at the western gate of Dockensdale.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and is it Killian? I think it's Killian. I'm not gonna go look for his name. But yeah, he's going to, like, as he gets closer, Fractus is going to notice his armor has a couple more scratches and indents on it. And they're going to hail you guys, moving into towards the city, and say, "Oh, are they Ililnagian?" Yes, one of them are. They're going to say, "Illyria, friends, hail!" Fecton waving down the lot of you.
Hail, Fecton.
And as they get closer, she's going to say, "Oof, have you rode to the neighboring towns or villages around here?"
No, been in town for too long, really, but trying to leave.
Fecton is going to say, "Make sure you are supplied up. A lot of the smaller villages have all been evacuated, fleeing to bigger cities." She's going to say, "We rode outside the killing fields of Dockensdale. All the villages surrounding it, empty."
Not surprised, probably smart.
She nods and says, "Makes it hard to collect stories."
Indeed.
She's going to say, "So, where are you headed?"
West. At speed.
And she is going to smile and wink at Willow and say, "Make sure and write down your make sure and write down your travels. I want more stories from you."
Oh, we'll have stories.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully, if we succeed, you'll be able to hear them.
And she's gonna say, "Good. Where can I meet up with you? Imran, Sky's Reach."
Alilna guy? Back at the university? I imagine that'll be my next stop after this whole mess is over.
And she's gonna say, "Okay, so Sky's Reach." And she's going to say, "How about a week's time? Drinks on me. I know a good tavern."
Sounds good.
And she is going to nod to each of you. Ooh. And when Ogun mentions the university, she's like, as she's trotting away, she's gonna stop and turn and say, "You're from the university?"
Professor Ogun 3-strike.
And she's gonna nod and say, "I heard that Headmistress Dilo and Rona had returned. You wouldn't happen to know if she said anything about my exile?"
I've been away for a long time. Couldn't say.
And of course she's gonna nod and say, but of course. And she's gonna say, "A week's time and Sky's Reach."
Whom you're willing.
I have feet to carry me.
And they go trotting into the gate. All right, from there, you guys head out.
Out of earshot, Brackus starts humming a elven childhood song of something along the lines of Willow and this girl sitting in the tree, KISSING.
I'm gonna reply in Elvish. I'm gonna reply in Elvish. Listen, you little shit. No, Willow's just gonna like look, kind of side eye him and spur Bronwyn forward. Don't know what to. I don't even. Oh, was that the same? That was the same lady that we they followed up the stairs the other day, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yep.
it was.
Oh.
That was the same lady you guys met in the werewolf town, who was there to study the werewolves. She was missing from the inn yesterday when you guys arrived. You now know she was traveling around this region, just the small little towns. But yeah, Fectin and Willow sitting in a tree. First comes, or KISSING, first comes an anthology of his accomplishments. Second comes a follow-up to that anthology.
Stop butchering my language.
And then comes the pre-sequel, and then there's the pre-pre.
And the prenuptial. Or whatever. Oh.
Alright, so, let's go to adventure music. Oh, and it's been so long since we've had to use this music, because, who adventures? Okay.
Ride like a wind.
Adventuring? Not me!
Adventuring in my D&D game? Or
It's more common than you think!
Adventuring? No, Mom, this isn't mine. It's Willow's. I'm just holding it for a friend.
Willow's Adventure, starring these yahoos.
Okay, so do you guys know where you're going? Because I don't think
Yes.
I've ever described this Earthfire to anybody. So this map was... I plan on going back and remaking this map with more landscape features of what I actually envisioned for the terrain. I just got whatchamajigger, the pro version of the map maker I use, so more will be added to this. But the region you guys are going to is that river region along I don't remember the name of that river. It starts with an S. Anyways, Zora. Though, Zora's Domain. You guys are going to Amira's Song, which is also known as the Southern Earthfire. And let's roll percentage die for each of your guys' days of travel, and I will describe the terrain as you guys get there. All right. Yes.
Just for my mental notes. So Earthfire is this?
Which Earthfire is this?
Yeah, whose is it? Like, who was raised from it?
I'm going to tell you, but also roll me a history check. And if you get any additional soul main information with it.
This is more player knowledge. Hey.
19. This is the Earthfire where Valrier was raised at. Or, well, not raised at, but he ascended at this Earthfire. In addition to it, you are going to pick up when he ascended here, he was fighting alongside Dila and Rona, and he was not fighting one Shatterer, but two. Him and Dila killed Olivia, and then he sacrificed himself, and Dila used his soul to banish a god from Ilderon. He has been in a coma ever since. Alright. Yeah, that is information you have as a player and Soulmane has as a character. Okay, so I'm going to handle your guys' travel die. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm going to count that as 3 because one of them you're leaving on the edge of, so I'll say 3.5. And let's do some math. Everybody's favorite thing.
Only reason we play D.
Yeah.
I actually like math.
Ha! What a weirdo! He likes math!
I'm minor in math, shut up.
You're a weird dude.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Math was always my best subject in school.
The highest math course I've ever taken was, shit was it? Algebra 1.
Well, I was better at physics, but that's because they didn't really do sex ed.
But how are you going to learn about physiology?
I know, right?
Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
It's simple. He's going to stop believing in his god and start believing in Scientology. That way he can do both at the same time.
Isn't Scientology the one that basically tells you Tom Cruise is your god now?
I don't make enough.
That's a Mission Impossibility.
Oh, okay.
I don't make enough money to be in Scientology.
Her last name isn't Cruz either.
You mean the Church of Scammy Scam Scam? Scammy Scam?
Don't talk about Jehovah's Witness that way.
Ooh. We're just burning all the bridges tonight, aren't we?
There goes our one sponsor.
You guys are fine.
It's Brandon for shut up.
This episode of the Ilderon Tales brought to you by the Church of Jesus Christ.
Nerds.
Nope.
Hold my beer, I'll ruin that one.
All right. So I've got your guys's time, your miles per hour that you're going, And traveling.
What about that inertia?
No. We're not doing that. 145.
Damn it.
Are you taking into account straight lines and curves?
No, because no matter the terrain you guys are traveling on, wait, what did I just do?
We have a ranger.
I'm sure I don't know. And I was thinking about throwing some long striders into the mix just to make the math hard.
Long
No,
strider.
we're good on that.
That's Brandon talk for shut up.
Really,
Don't-
just for the first day to get us a little farther out of town, so that we're,
Don't tempt me, motherfucker.
attracting trouble quite so much zone. Hopefully,
Attracting trouble on our way to trouble.
yes. We have plenty that we're heading toward. We don't need any on the road trouble really that much. I don't think we're going to rack up a whole nother level out of road trouble.
Oh, we didn't think that last time, and then we fought a child of a Shatterer.
Yeah, that was good times, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon couldn't kill us then either.
There is no killing. Only sadness.
There is no killing, only Zool.
But Brendan, that was her 60% happiness.
Yeah, I mean that was a really good session. I'm not knocking it at all.
Which one was this now?
Where we fought all the Shatterers and monsters. Wait to
That
Dawkins
got kind of dicey there for about 2 seconds.
That was good times. I didn't say it wasn't dicey, but it was good times.
Challenge.
Walk away from and all that.
We've gotten to the point in our Pathfinder campaign where one of our brawler character, basically, with a little bit of help from the paladin, one shot a CR-20 evil outsider. I think she was doing 195 damage from the smite alone.
Alright. So if you guys ride your horses, and you ride your horses to exhaustion, and you ride your mounts to exhaustion, Kara, Bronwyn, and the Celestial Steed, you guys are going to be able to make it there in about 2.5 days. Like, it's only going to take you 2 days of straight 8-hour travel at like this booking it pace. But if you do that, when you arrive there, you're going to be exhausted. So if the last day you travel at a normal pace, you won't be exhausted. However, if you don't, you can get there in 2 days. If you just straight for 8 hours ride your mounts at breakneck, pushing them to their limits. So those are your guys' two options: 2 days or 2.5 days. 2 days lands you with a level of exhaustion. 2.5 does not.
I don't think the level of exhaustion's worth the extra half a day.
No, it's not. I mean, even if I did decide to go with the level of exhaustion, you'd be leaving out behind half a day.
Well, hang on a sec. What if I throw some, say, 4 long striders a day into the mix? Can we do 2 days no exhaustion? Giving a roughly 25% speed boost. Kara. For 4 hours a day.
For 4 hours a day, no exhaustion, and you would use those on the final day, because the day you arrive, then you would be missing those spell slots. I will say,
I'd say
yes, you can do that, but I just want you to be aware.
Okay.
I'd stay safe
How
with
about-
slots.
How about go to 7 for the earlier days and none for the last day?
Just all the book, the earlier day.
Well, I mean, I think too. If we're only gaining half a day, I don't think. Well, I would agree. I don't think it's worth the exhaustion. I think if we can get there in 2 days without exhaustion, and maybe not killing our mounts in the process, then I think half a day is not 6 hours isn't enough to really worry
alright.
about.
I can throw this idea out to you, Jeff.
Jeff.
On one of the days where you're not using your spell slots for the long striders, you can just load up the ring of spell storing.
Okay, that's easy enough. Well, actually, I can do that the same day because I was just talking about my first level slots. So, what do you want on your ring?
Do I have anything on it right now? Do I put another pass without trace on there? Don't remember. Check. Yeah, I have 1 pass without trace, so I could take 2 striders.
Okay. Because the thing is that Long Strider, I don't think changes when cast with a... Oh, wait. Hang on.
It casts it on more than 1 person.
Cast it on multiple
additional
target.
creatures. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can, like, use a higher level slot on one of the earlier days to get Kara going and then, like, boost one of the horses that's having a harder time or whatever for no particularly good reason, and then using second level slots and then put the first level Long Striders in your ring without any trouble.
Would that be a feasible way to con this out, Brandon?
To what? Put the spells on the spell ring and then use those on the second day?
Yes.
Yes, same thing
With-
though for
with
you.
the-
You know there's going to be no spells on your ring.
Yeah, you're not. Oh, that's true.
Like, that Ogun will have the spell slots, but you're still burning them out of the ring because you're arriving, that second
Honestly,
day. Yeah.
like the best thing to do is just spell slots on the first day. Second day, we just do it manually.
That works.
Okay.
You're good with that, Jeff. It's your spell slots.
Sure. So the last day I'll still have my slots, I think.
Yeah, because we'll have you burn them on the first, full day we're traveling.
Okay, sounds good.
So I did the math as if you guys were your breakneck speed was for dumping all of your spell slots on the first day. So I did Kara's speed at 100 per round for the first day, and assumed you guys would want to do that for a second day. That's the absolute quickest you guys can get there is 2 days.
Okay.
So if you guys want to go with the 2.5, then and that would be on the second day of not burning all your spell slots, if that makes sense. And I mean I can give you guys the math, but it's really boring.
That's fine.
I mean, an extra half a day is not that big of a deal, so I would say we can do it on using the long strider on the first day.
Okay.
The second day we'll go. This is just my suggestion. Go at the normal rate on the second day and just take the 2.5, because I don't see that as that much of a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you at max capabilities.
I mean, I wouldn't, but that's my own biases. I'm kidding.
Brandon's trying to kill us.
He's always trying to kill us. What do you think? This is special or something?
No, it's mainly
like-
just Ogan.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like you're just joining into this campaign, Wesley.
This is our first session with Brandon. We don't know what's going on.
Did I say Sky of Wolves? I mean, Hope Ogan rolls nat 1s. That's the name of this. Okay. So, the final decision is 2.5 days. So that is going to put you guys there. One day is the night, or is the afternoon of the 16th. Another day is the afternoon of the 17th. And you're going to arrive on the morning of the 18th. Alright. Alright. Going for the big amazings. Do you guys want to roll your travel die, or do you want me to do it?
I'll roll it.
Okay. Wiz, I'm gonna give you a bunch of rolls, okay?
Hit me.
So,
Kill us.
the night of the 15th, you guys are going to make camp someplace. Roll me a D100. Okay, and as you guys are making camps, you are going to be approaching the valleys of that river. Nowhere like near close, but it's on the far, far horizon. For that night, what is your guys' watch schedule? Is it typical Fractus, Soulmane, and then Willow for the rest of the night?
Yeah. Sure. That's fine.
That's about right, yeah.
I mean, sure, ignore the guy with the 8 in perception.
I mean, Alward can take one if he wants.
No, yeah, I'll will take a watch.
Yeah, you can double up with Soulmane, or just take an additional one. But yeah, so that's go ahead.
Yeah, probably end up going along.
Okay. Give me 3 more D100s.
Ooh, that's a double 82.
I'm gonna give Howard my inspiration to reroll the 6.
Inspiration is on rolls of D20s.
You make me sad.
You guys are stabbed in the night. Everybody's dead. No, I'm kidding. That is not related to your guys' travels. That's related to the
Number of enemies we're about to fight.
No, that's related to the 16th of unrelated stuff, basically. All right. So the night of the 15th is going to pass uneventfully. You guys continue your travels on to the next day. It is going to be storming in this region.
Like our hearts.
Look, Teak, Mia's blessing.
Yeah. One thing that is going to be nice, though, you guys didn't bring a cart, so you're not going to be slowed down in the mud or the roads for that in that fashion.
I mean, we brought a ranger. I don't think we wouldn't be slowed anyway, would we?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't unless the cart broke or got stuck. All right, Outward, give me 4 more dice 4 more D100s, and that is everything.
One of those is iffy. The rest of those are.
That is
One of these things is not like the other. It's the meaning of life.
Now that's where assuming that low is good. Or low is bad, high is good.
Well, that's just a special kind of sociopath that would make a high roll bad.
Brandon.
Oh god. I forgot.
Alright, so on the 17th, do you guys go with the same watch structure?
Yes.
Alright, so, you guys have traveled. You guys have traveled in this time about 120 miles, and you guys can see the where the hills roll down into the low passages across the river. But then you can also see where the valleys form of the river going towards the oceanside cliffs. And the earth fire and the temple that houses it is definitely just right on the horizon here. You guys are a couple hours ride from it that you plan to do casually in the morning. That night, as you guys are making camp, Fractus, give me a perception check. Okay. Your watch is going to pass on eventfully, along with Soulmane and Alwards. As it gets late in the evening, early in the morning, at dusk, I guess. The middle of the night.
It's always on the last day.
Yeah. Willow is going to hear approaching mounts. They are heavy in step. However, they don't sound like horses. You probably have about 4 rounds before they come into your perception range. As far as like being able to see them and visually like actually make out what they are.
Okay. So based on what I can hear currently, you say they don't sound like horses?
They don't have that heavy trotting.
So is it like smaller creatures, or?
I'll allow you a perception check to try and make them out. But that, would be one of your 4 actions.
Okay, it would give me 3 more rounds to.
Yeah.
Alright,
14, how stealthy are they being? You're not going to be able to tell what these things are. They are going to have sort of padded feet. So that's why, you know, they're not making that like heavy hoof to ground sound. But, you know, things that come to your mind, you know, some large cat, a wolf, something like that, you know, would have that silent just... And you hear, you know, a bunch of them.
And it sounds like they're heading directly for us.
Yes.
Okay. We got 2 rounds left, or 3 rounds left. I'm going to wait. Practice.
Wow.
And listen. We've got them coming.
At that, Practice is gonna get wide awake and listen.
Okay, does Fractus want to make a perception check? Or does he want to hide or do anything else?
Yeah, he's going to do a perception check, and then he's gonna grab his weapons.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me one. Okay. Silent, hushing Willow, listening to these approach. You are going to tell, you know, heavy, large, four-legged creatures are coming for you. Oh, as to what they are definitely some form of massive cat. You feel the ground moving more so than you even hear like the sound of their mounts. They do have barding on them, as you do hear like the small echoes of metal ever so often on the approach.
Or mounts, probably from drinking. Prepare.
Willow will, he's already got his spear and shield, but he's going to, try to wake everybody up. He's going to, like, bang his spear on his shield.
Yeah, Fractus is going to do the same. I'm going to kick, Teak, who's next to me. In a nice way, but kick her away.
And I'm going to, actually, with that same round, could I mount Bronwyn?
Yeah, you can run through the camp banging your shield, getting everybody up. The blue band, they are going to... Anston is quick to rise. Skari is also pretty quick. Raceril is going to be the last one up. He'll act next round. Or rather, he'll act late in initiative if it comes to a fight, as he's groggily getting up. This round, they are in your... they are inside of your perception range, moving extremely quickly towards you guys. You are going to see a... you're going to see a group of people... very, very lightly armored. The dark silhouettes of their figures moving against the horizon of the night sky. One of them is mounted on a winged cat. You guys are going to be able to put together some sort of griffin. The others are all mounted on large black cats. They seem to be following that first one. Out of them, they have longbows all equipped. Some of them with them drawn as they're not drawn, but an arrow knocked, as their mounts are doing most of the work. The first one has a javelin in hand.
So it seems they do definitely have like hostile intentions then.
It doesn't look. It doesn't look like hostile intentions, because if they wanted to shoot you, they likely would have done it from a range already. You guys have one round before they are inside of, or circling your camp.
Oh, they're strangers?
Is that what Fractus says?
Yeah.
And
And I'm gonna walk up to the leader, eyeing
Alright.
the bird.
I'll go with practice on staying mounted.
All right. Getting closer to these guys. You, the one that you get closest to, she has a crossbow on the barding of her mount, along with a longbow right underneath it. Doesn't look like these guys are the type of combatants, to run up and stab people. And she's going to say, Sarai! Humans, these lands are unsafe. The roads leading south into the valleys are being protected by the Milanthagar. Turn your caravan and head north to Emirian. There, behind the walls of the city, you'll be protected from the Archblade.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but Umiya protects us. We have important business at the Skyfire.
She's going to say, please, I understand the pilgrimage of your son Cervantes that you take, but we are only here to help protect your nation. Turn your caravan around.
We're not on a pilgrimage.
We're not
Keep
on a
steps
pilgrimage.
forward. We have reason to believe that there is somebody attempting to tamper with the earth fires across the world. We aim to put a stop to them. Hopefully, we are not too late. Please, let us pass. And with that, I'm going to roll a persuasion.
Go ahead and roll.
Or even better, we definitely can use the help. Because this battle does not affect everybody, but it affects the whole world. You seem like a capable lot.
As Teak steps forward, she is going to say, you speak for the will of the Four Ascended?
We speak in the interest of one of the Four Ascended. We cannot claim to be sent by all of them, but we do speak on behalf of Umiya.
What is her morality on that? Give me a second to think of...
Chaotic evil.
Okay, so, yeah, when you say that, she's going to walk around you on her mount, and then dismount the large griffin creature, and stand before you. She's not very tall for an elf. However, she's going to extend a hand forward.
To whom?
To Teak.
Yeah, if Teak doesn't grab it, Practice will.
Yeah, sorry, I was unaware that you were referring to me. Yeah, Teak will put forward her hand.
She shakes it and says, well, it saddens me that we cannot be sisters in faith. I have always respected Aserai's right to choose their path. And she's going to say, your lives are but a fire. But the fact that you choose to spend them in service to the gods, I can respect that. And she's going to say, my name is Bosque Alarith. I've been in charge of redirecting pilgrims. If you wish to help us in our task to protect the Earthfire, you can take our job, and we can seek a new task from the Milanthalar.
We're not looking to turn away people on pilgrimages. There's far more dangerous things out there.
Practice is going to do an insight check.
Okay.
To see if she is holding back anything as trying to like deceive us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
in
it.
her story.
Also, Willow's not really going to let them get in behind him. If they try to kind of move past, he's going to move Brahma kind of in the way.
Okay. Yeah, so inside in her, she is dealing earnestly with you. It is a pretty historic event for elves to be protecting humans again. As far as trying to deceive you or hold things back, you don't feel like she's lying to you.
Okay. Then in Elvish, I'm going to say, we'd be happy if we see pilgrims to turn them away. However, we need your help. What comes is a world-ending fate. And both of our religions are at risk.
And she is going to say, this the Milanthagar understands. It is why we are here. And she's going to say, if you carry the authority of your goddess, I can lead you to speak with him.
Why do you keep trying to turn us away? Matter of some business.
And she's going to step aside from Teak and just kind of walk around, just looking at the different features of your guys' camp, people's sleeping bags and stuff, and she's going to say, turn you away? No. The Milanthagar, she points down towards the valleys. She's going to say, he's come to inspect the Earthfire himself.
Wait a minute, wasn't that the guy that we thought that we had established? Or was that somebody else?
I'm wondering if I should make you roll a history check. I'm not going to make you. And actually, I can handle this in roleplay because something was about to happen anyways. So Teak, Fractus, and Willow, as you guys are up here, talking to this elf, and she's like walking around inspecting your camp. Her outriders are, about 40 feet behind you. Or not behind you, in front of you, behind her. Anston is going to come hand on his greatsword and whisper in and say, "Boss, I ain't buying it. I know you don't trust Nykiran, but she said the Milanthagar might be tied to Elena."
Who does he whisper that to specifically?
He's gonna whisper it into Teak's ear. He's gonna whisper it into Teak's ear. He does not do a good job of being stealthy at all. He rolls in a 9 on that stealth check. Everybody is gonna hear him. And she is going to she's going to hear that, and she's going to look over and say, "What? The Milanthagar is to be trusted. He's number 2 in the spoken wills, right behind my liege."
We mentioned we were on a mission that had cataclysmic implications. We've already lost one Earthfire. We might lose another. That's why we're going to this one. If you don't want everything to at the seams, you'll just let us be.
Okay, so a couple things are happening. She is digging through Fractus's sleeping bag, just pulling out random things here and there, tossing them aside, inspecting them.
I wouldn't let her get into anybody's stuff, though. Like I was saying, I wouldn't let her try to get around anybody. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, and she's not doing so like maliciously. Like she looks like she's looking with general curiosity. And how would you stop her from going through it?
Well, when she starts heading towards people's stuff, he's gonna spur Bronwyn and put right in front of her. And just be kind of that's far enough. Trying to hurt her back towards her people.
And she is when you do, she's going to say, "Look, I mean you no disrespect," and she's going to say, "But actually, I'm quite fascinated with you. After the first week, these she's going to say these roads were not traveled by many pilgrims. I've never met many Serai before." And looking at if you're just trying to herd her back, she's going to say, "My orders are as stands. I can let you pass through the roads. If you wish to speak with the Melanthalar, I can facilitate that. Otherwise,
And if your Melanthalar is compromised, I hate to draw against a brother.
if the Melanthalar is compromised, she's going to say, "Tell me, Sarai, do you know how many wars, how many years have passed that the Melanthalar's watch has stood vigilant?"
That doesn't matter.
It takes a few short months for a doorway to get spider webs. All it takes is being stone still.
She's gonna say, before your language had a word for before your tongue had a word for judgment, the Melanthagar's ability to do so already was.
Look, we're not here to discuss or debate theology with you. We have a mission. We intend to carry out this mission. You can either stand aside and let us carry on with our duties, or we're going to have issues. I'm not going to speak to your Melanthalar, who may or may not be involved in the extinguishing of these. We can't afford to take that risk.
She's going to nod and say, "Look, we are not thieves in the night that attack. You have been warned, and I don't want to have to shoot you off of the valley passes. If we encounter each other on the sun's rise," she nods and says, "Your fates are your own." She's going to mount up on her griffin and begin moving away from the camp and say, "You need not worry about your country. That is why we are here."
I would keep your people off the road for the next day or two. Just a fair warning.
Practice is going to say in Thieves' Cant to Soulmane, we might as well take him out right now if we're going to fight him in air. If we're fighting him on the road.
If you make the move, I'll make the play.
Practice is going to say, one moment. You have your orders, and we have ours.
Before you make this move, I'm going to give everybody in the party a free intelligence check. If you have proficiency in the history skill, you can add it.
I was also going to signal to Teak my intention.
I'll use my inspiration to give myself advantage.
Okay, roll it with advantage.
Not much better.
9, 9, 9, 6.
I'm gonna use
9,
my inspiration too. Yeah.
20. Hey, Willow is an elf.
Yeah.
So, you are not engaged in elven. You are not engaged in elven politics. As far as like the nation of Rion goes, but you are like a little bit aware of your culture, just because like you guys are eternal, and a little bit of that gets passed down.
Right.
And a lot of these things have been set in stone. So, like, as as Fractus starts speaking in Thieves' Cant, and you're looking at him, and you're just like, what does that mean? Oh God, he's planning something, and that something might go sour right here. What is going to pop into your head? She told you she is a part of the Alarith clan. What that means to you is inside of your society, they follow the spoken wills, which is they believe there's a god that walks among their society named Amira. They believe her to be the living avatar of the greater deity of creation. And they regard every word she says as basically holy scripture. That said, she is the number one in their society. Right next to her is the Sun Anthelgar, who is Lyrilia Alarith, who is above whoever this guy is that you guys are discussing, the Mill Anthelgar. This woman has some attachment to that person, just in name. So if Fractus pulls anything that goes sour here, you guys might get past, but it might have greater ripple consequences. Like, all of that is going to come to your mind of just like, oh, this lady is kind of important, and if we do anything against her, we probably shouldn't kill her, because if she's a wife, if she's a daughter, if she's a cousin, that probably, will track back to us.
Okay, sort of at that flashback, he's going to kind of shoot. She could probably speak Elven too. How is my stealth? My stealth is pretty good. He's going to get Fractus' attention. He's going to be like, Fractus! Fractus! Put the gun away, Fractus! He's going to pull up closer and kind of whisper, whisper low in Elvish. Going to do something. Don't kill her. It could end up very badly for us if she dies.
Well, we don't have much choice.
Just tell him. She's got connection.
We let them go and they'll pick us off on the passes. We fight, we might as well fight them here.
I know that. Just saying, try to leave her alive if you can.
I'm not the one to worry. Practice is actually uncharacteristically saying. One more question.
She's been waiting.
We don't want to fight you. But if we do, if we go down there, are you giving us your word that you would fight us?
She is going to say, I'm here to protect Serai, not kill them.
Can I insight that?
You can.
God.
I mean, you feel like she's telling the truth. Honestly, when Willow warded her away, turning off her curiosity, she looked more sad than anything else. Well, yeah, that's all you're gonna get off that insight. Never mind. Yeah, so you from her actions and demeanor, and like how much, one, she came up here and warned you guys. Two, she was just like wandering around through your camp leisurely. Like, it doesn't appear she even wants to fight you. And then when you guys were just like, oh, we're holy people too, she's like, oh, great, we can work together.
Practice is going to change his mind, and he's going to ask her, sit. I do have some questions for you, but for your ears alone. And he's going to go over and sit with the campfire.
She is gonna go back. Like as you say that, she's going to go back and talk with her group of outriders. She is facing away from you. You would have to roll a perception check if you want to hear what she's saying.
She's not... I can't read the lips of the other guys, what they're saying to her?
They're taking orders from her.
Oh, okay.
Can any of us roll it, or just Fractus?
Yeah, anybody who wants to. That's what I'm saying. Like, Fractus has Observant. He can read the lips if she was facing him. She is facing away.
I can't roll shit.
Hey, you nat 20'd something earlier.
I did.
My 20s lately at the most useless time.
Oh, yeah. Alright. So, those who beat 16 are going to be able to hear her say in Elvish, go down and watch the cliff sides that lead into the pass. If I don't join you in a half hour's time, come back and look for me. They're going to nod and ride off in the night. She speaks a word to her griffin, and it is going to take flight into the night sky. She walks back towards the camp, and she's going to say, "You have questions? I am afraid I am very young among my kin. I'll answer what I can, but I'm not as wise as you think some elves are."
You'd be surprised at elvish wisdom. They see things in the world differently.
And she's going to nod and say, "I'd never been to Citadel before. The Great Wars were long done before I drew my first breath."
What's her name again? I forgot.
Boskai Alareth.
What would I call her as a like a formal elvish name? Alareth?
Yeah, you
or
could.
Boskai?
You could refer to her as her clan name, as Alareth.
Alareth, this is Ogun Threestrike. He is a professor, and what he has to say, you must keep a secret.
Ogun glances briefly at Fractus like, yeah, thanks for throwing me under the cart.
And before Ogun says, he's like, Alarth, you have been one of the few people that I have seen no lies, seen no deception. What we are about to tell you can impact you greatly. And it may come to where we will have to come to blows, and I pray that that's not the case. And then I turn to Ogun. Ogun, you do this a lot better than I.
Greetings. I'm, pardon my sleepiness, just woke up. So, I'll give you the short version. A woman named Elena had made it clear she is attempting to destroy the Earth Fires in an effort to increase her own power. She has already proven an inclination to enslave other beings, and we aim to stop her. She will, if she gets her way, destroy all of the Earth Fires in this world to make herself immortal, some kind of god, something like that, as much as she possibly can.
While Ogun is talking, I'm going to pull out a clear crystal that we took from the Earth Fire and hand it to her.
Ogun kind of looks at him like, "What the fuck? I didn't know we were hanging on to that."
She's going to inspect it. Eyes go wide, and she's going to say, "I can have this?"
Probably shouldn't, all things considered, if we want to be able to put that Earth Fire back together. Kind of glances angrily at Fractus. And takes it from her hand. Put that. He just drops it in his bag of holding. So that is what was taken. Much more, though. And that is what we're trying to stop here. Anyone that wants there to still be magic and wonder in this world should be on the side of stopping this. So, that's the short version. And as far as we know, she's headed here next. Do you have any questions?
She'll nod and say, "What does she look like? I'll hunt her down myself."
If you want to hunt her, we're going the right direction. She will be showing up there, presumably sometime in the near future. If you want to range farther afield, bear in mind that she will very likely have some dangerous creatures and or allies, the likes of which you have potentially not seen. She's a fairly powerful caster in her own right.
She is gonna nod and say, "I would not have been chosen for this if I wasn't ready. But nonetheless..."
You were being chosen for turning away people on pilgrimage?
She's going to shake her head and say, "The Archblight broke through Nazaram's blockade. A Lilina guy was attacked. It's only right that the country was the first target."
Well, right and who's the first target, I think, is always a matter for politicians and people who believe that it's important.
And she's going to say, "Nonetheless, if this Elena is as dangerous as you say, the Milanthagar should be warned. He is the fist of the spoken wills."
Warned, I will agree with. If you wish to go and warn him, that sounds like a good idea.
The problem
Any help
is...
that can be sent would be appreciated.
Problem is...
Go ahead.
Problem is We heard it through duplicitous means that your organization might be compromised and might be working with Elena unbeknownst to you.
She's
Is there a moment
Go ahead.
in her country's history where, like, one of their military people was given an order and then went against it for moral reasons? Like, they thought it was illegal or something. You know, they
You
were told
know-
something terrible and said no.
You know what I am going to ask. Go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay, well, I knew that. But if you said no, I wouldn't bother.
Okay. I'm gonna give you two things. Yes. Not military wise. And you are going to know there are two governing philosophies regarding the moral races, the time-bound races of Ilderon in Elven society. One belief is leave them alone and live and let grow, and basically let them grow as a forest, burn the shrubbery when it starts choking everything else. The other philosophy is tend to them as a garden. They need to be led. They need to be shepherded. And the two figures on both sides of that argument, the first person that's the moment that you are like trying to think of, Dilo and Rona was the one who believed the mortals needed to be led. Genprius Mari, the Milanthalgar of the Spoken Wills, believed humanity should be left to grow on its own. Overprotective mom and dad who thinks, let them put their hand on the stove. They'll learn next time.
Okay.
The Mil Anthelgar, Genprius Mari, is the one that she is telling you should be worn. Your history check. Yeah. And that's where time starts. When Sarai were first reported to be coming out of the Earth Fires and spawning in Ilderon, the first group of elves that were sent to meet them and basically find out what was happening. Dila said, these short-lived creatures need to be guided, and Genprius got her exiled. And that is why she, lives in Alil Nagai.
Okay. Okay, so he sits there and ponders for a moment. So, as I understand the Melanthagar's philosophy regarding other races, Elena is not someone to concern with. However, what Elena is doing will affect everyone, long-lived and short-lived. Everyone, in some way, shape, or form. And I would not be entirely surprised that if she gets her way, that your potential for a lifespan well beyond my own may be cut short. Not through violence, but just because your race may not be able to live that long anymore. Hard to say exactly what losing all the Earth Fires would do.
And she's going to agree again and say, yes, this is why I think it's so important to warn the Milanthogar.
Good. Just making sure we're on the same page here. And if indeed your organization has some different thoughts on the matter, or has been subverted by Elena, remember when, and then whatever the person was that said, no, actually, this is not a good idea, and I'm not going to do it. There comes a time when you have to make the right choice for the rest of the world, or your own moral compass. I can hope when the time comes that you choose wisely. It sounds like you are on the right path, though. Hopefully you find everyone else in your organizations on a similar path.
She is... Oh, I'm sorry, was somebody about to say something? She's going to... she's going to say, well, then I shall ride out. I'll warn him tonight, and if anything changes, I'll bring word to you tomorrow.
Very well, then.
She's well, before that happens, again, Anston is going to stand up, hold a finger to Boskai, and pull Ogun aside. And he's going to whisper in another hushed voice, but it is not hushed at all. It is most anybody's going to be able to hear this.
It's a stage whisper.
Yeah, and he is going to say to Ogun, and say, now look, I know we barely even like each other, and you guys had your reasons to dislike Nykirin, but when did she do anything other than try and help us?
I'm not saying she didn't, but this one at least seems to have her heart in the right place. Now, she may get over there and get executed on the spot, but it's worth a shot.
And he is going to say, Nykirin said you can't trust the Milanthogar. I know she's made bad...
No. As an organization. And I'm inclined to believe it. But this one that sits before us, I'm inclined to believe she is trustworthy, at least to some extent. And just like I was willing to take a risk on Nykirin, I'm willing to take a risk on this one.
And he's going to nod and say, look, I'm fine with the girl. But if we allow her to go and warn that damn elf we're coming, it might not be her ambushing us on the road, but damn Elena herself.
Then at least we get to face Elena, and don't have to worry about her taking this Earthfire and running off with it. I'm relatively okay with that.
Anston is... Ooh. Anston's gonna bite his lip scowl and say, at least when Nykarin gambled with our safety, we were all on the same page. He's gonna turn around and go and sit down.
Before Anston goes, Anston, I know. And if this was simple, then we would all be on the same page. Things have been things have been less and less simple as time went on.
And he's gonna just like he's gonna throw up a hand as the least possible. Like, it's a respectful gesture, but it's the least possible respect he can pay you of acknowledging, yeah, okay, this conversation's over. Like, you know, he could have bowed, he could have said, yes, my lord, just, you know, he's gonna throw up a hand instead.
Okay.
Also, Anston.
Boss guy. I'm reminded that...
Hold on, real quick. So Willow's stopping Anston before he sits back down around the fire.
You need to learn how to whisper.
Yeah, everybody heard that conversation. And before Ogun can call out Boss Guy, she's going to say, you all have reason to distrust the Milanthogar? Why?
Just told you. Like 3 times.
Intelligence gathered. I don't have the specifics, but...
Nykarin told you guys the specifics.
Yeah. Like I said, the source was reliable. And Ogun is using the past tense carefully there. And I feel like an appropriate amount of caution is warranted. So, I don't know if the best move is for you to go straight to your chain of command and report straight up. You may want to ask around and feel them out on the topic a little bit first. But I have to leave that to your discretion because you are the one that knows the organization and the one that will be able to move through it. But bear in mind, if you decide that Elena is a threat, and they are subverted in any way, your life may be in danger when you go and report in. Or if you go and just report in.
She's going to nod at all of that, and she's going to say, I understand the station afforded to me. And I understand my duty to protect your nation.
This is
I will.
beyond nations. And my nation is gone. My tribe is gone. I'm here for the world.
She's going to nod and say, I will report this information, and come what may, will be. And if it comes to it, I'll hunt this Elena myself.
That is an oath I can respect. He puts his hand out.
She's going to stand up and shake it. And she is going to ask a question, or rather, she's going to stop and she's going to say, "Can I ask you a question?"
Ask away.
She looks side to side and say, "Is it true your kind only take one mate?"
No. No, not at all. And as a student of culture as well as animals and everything else, I can tell you that varies from tribe to tribe, from place to place. You'll see all sorts. My tribe? No. We don't usually.
How good looking is this girl?
She on a scale of 1 to 10, she's a solid 8. It's hard to tell the age of an elf, because they stop aging after they hit maturity, and they age with their will. She looks pretty young, but she's going to speak up, or rather, she's going to laugh and say, "Ha! I knew the old history, or the old history stories lied, and about
they may not have lied. They just didn't cover enough breadth."
Practice is going to shoot her a flirty smile and say, "Maybe if we get out of this alive, I can show you a few things."
She is going to laugh and say, "I help betting a Sarai? It's unheard of." And she's going to say,
and in Elven he says, "But think of all the stories you could tell."
At that, she is going to laugh heavy at it, and is going to say, "Mother was right. You're kind of filled with so much life." She smiles. She's going to stand up and say, "Again, I hope our paths don't cross in the valleys. But I hope I get to speak to you again before you leave your camp tomorrow."
Well, we shall see. Plan to be up early and moving as soon as possible. But to give you an idea of liveliness, my entire name is Ogun Threestrike, Maddest Wolf, Dawn Eye, son of Viola Thrice Dead, First Wind of Anga Yendar. My mother, well, my tribe, because of our ways, we don't say son of our father, we say son or daughter of our mother. Because the father, I don't know. Before my mother passed, I knew she had 8 or so regular lovers, and I'm not even sure how many occasional, so.
She's going to say, "Rien!" Exasping at it. It is a very vulgar Elven curse word.
That sounded terrible.
Yeah, just like, what would that equate to? Of just like, it would be like sitting down to have like a drink with somebody, and them giving you, your life story, and then you just be like, "Fuck me, that sucks, bruh."
You're actually going to see what it'll work. What did she call the humans again?
Serai, Serii, and that's humans, half orcs, anything that's affected by time.
Willow's going to say, in reference to what Practice said, is, "I fear you find such tales of Serai short and lacking in breadth."
Wait, you cut out a few times. Did you just insult the size of his penis?
I fear you will find, and this is in reference to what Practice said, he said, "I fear you will find such tales of Sarai to be short and lacking in breadth."
And Practice replies, "It's not about the length of the bow, it's the motion of the clipper in the ocean."
And he's going to say, "Bitch, to me, you're 8 years
Before she stands up, she is going to say, she's going to point at Ogun and say, Ogun, 3 strikes. She'll roll a check, and she's going to forget the rest of your title. And then she's going to point at Teak and say, Teak of Umia's Chantry. And then she'll look at Willow and say, what are you called? I wish to commit your names. Hopefully we meet again on the same side of the battlefield.
I am Willow. My family name is Redley.
And she looks towards Fractus.
Excuse me.
I swear, if you say Rupert Hornswallow right here.
No, Fractus is gonna say, wink at her and say, "My name is Fractus Hornspell. It's like the Sky Star, but with 2 L's."
She nods and says, "Well, until tomorrow," and she'll pull out a small horn, blow it, and in a few seconds, her griffin is sweeping down. She's going to mount it, look back at you all waving, and then go running off into the night.
Oh, I'm in love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Willow,
That's just lust. You're just trying to make half elves.
you know, Willow, it's not nice.
Nothing wrong with that, Dogan. Nothing wrong with that.
You said there was.
What's up,
No,
old soul man?
You know, Willow, it's not nice to call into question a Solstice legacy like that.
I don't care. The more shade you guys throw at me, the bigger my tree grows. She's into me now.
Practice, if your tree's growing by us talking, we have more problems. Not getting late by a high elf tonight.
We have an early morning. He's wasted too much time.
Oh, look, we embarrassed him.
The moment I'm embarrassed by Asera is the moment they...
Though, I will say, he looks back at, how did I forget his name? I keep wanting to say Altus, and I know it's not.
Allward.
Anston.
Oh, Anston.
My name.
Anston looks pouty.
I agree. If she does report back to Jim Prius, we'll be in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, but we couldn't afford that. Oh, I almost attacked her. Figured it was better to get the fight out now while we were all there. Then picked off the roads. But she
would have reported us anyway, and they're off at these valley locations, wherever that is. Could've
fair
tried,
enough,
but
and she
that
was
take most
honest.
of the night. She was. I hope she doesn't get killed for reporting.
Would it be better if we... How long do you think it'll be till we get back to... or we get to the city? You can see the Earth from a distance from here.
Brandon, we're what, like a day out? Half a day?
Yeah. There isn't a major city around this one. There is a large temple with a small settlement around it. You guys are headed to the town of Calgary. You're a few hours. Like after you guys finish resting, you'd be about 5 hours from getting there.
Would it be more prevalent if instead of finishing resting tonight, we took off now? So that way we can try to beat port being made at all.
Jake, what do you think?
I think we need to hurry up.
So how rested are we at this point?
You guys are... Willow is very rested. He completed a long rest, taking 4 hours of rest at the start. Into Willow's shift. Into Willow's shift was when this happened. You guys are about 4.5 hours into a long rest.
But, you know, the sunken cost fallacy. Let's finish the rest and then make all do hay.
Phallus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. That was the important part.
Yeah, she did not interrupt your guys' rest. She wasn't going to attack you in the night.
Okay.
Surprise!
When
Now your guys is a true encounter. No, I'm kidding.
When Ogun does that, Practice is going to steal back his crystal.
So, Ogun's one of those people who can fall asleep at a moment's notice. I envy that.
Bad sleep ability. Turned up. Yeah. Alright, so that is going to be the end of the 17th. And we'll pick up on the morning of the 18th as you guys approach Calgarai and the Temple of Fianfell. Alright,
It finally happened, Brandon. A group has finally officially left Dawkins now.
oh my god, I'm so happy.
It took this so long.
Took half a year. Burn that city to the ground so we can't get stuck there again.
I don't like you guys are amazing at not metagaming. But the other thing too, I throw so many NPCs at you guys consistently. I think the only one who would have known as a player loosely of like when I gave that name of Alarith of like who that was Soulmate, or not Soulmate, Anthony and Shelby, and Group F, you guys like heard of her mother and like her contributions to the world, and just loosely through Morgan. And I was just like, and I didn't expect you guys to remember that, but I did want it to play a factor into your decision making of, you know, that's not just any old elf of, you know.
Can I be perfectly honest with you, Brandon?
What? Go ahead.
No memory.
Yeah.
Memory.
And that's what I'm saying. Half of it is you guys are amazing at not metagaming, so that's why like I wasn't terrified.
I couldn't even remember the word Earthfire.
Yeah, the other half of it is
like,
I throw so much at you guys that, you know, it didn't even come to mind.
The thing is that, like, we wouldn't have the chance to go about be distracted if you didn't give us stuff to be distracted by. So, regardless of us being, like, insane role players, yeah, you are literally the one defining the playground.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The other half of it is I throw, like, way too much at you guys. But, all of that said, I'm very happy with, like, how that resolved. And you guys are posed for a very awesome end to your campaign.
Yeah, we're fighting fucking Jim Prius.
Are you? We'll see. Next session. Okay, so tonight, you guys, God, you approach the Earthfire. I'm giving you guys 2 major ticks of experience for that.
Hey.
We broke the Darkensdale curse. We escaped.
I'm gonna give
You don't understand. There's 3 groups in Darkensdale at the start of this game, or the start of the game tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys minor experience for just your conversation with Boskai and getting the lay of the land. And did you guys pick up anything else? If you guys bring it to my attention, I'll give you minor experience for it.
Calliestus is fucking useless.
They're evacuating all the towns.
Right.
They're evacuating all the towns so that way, no one gets in the way, would be my guess, but they are evacuating all the towns nearby.
Okay, I will give you a minor experience for that. Ogun, why is Calliestus useless?
She's okay. Ogun's like, world-ending event. Everybody's fucked. By the way, there's a menagerie you can study. And she's like, no, I'm trying to save these eggs. I'm like, fucking hell, bitch. There'll be no eggs. There'll be no nothing.
She told you. She told you she was coming.
She didn't actually do it though.
Yeah, she got ambushed and left for dead.
It's one spell. She could have gotten the fuck out of there like that minute.
Excuses.
It's like they forget to mention door is a thing.
You don't
What's a thing?
Dimension door.
Oh, Dimension Door is a thing? Yeah, she lived. But she didn't know the people she was traveling with were evil. At first she was just like, oh yeah, I can I'll come back here and we'll get this taken care of. But after they revealed their true intentions to her, that's a storyline that's never going to get explored. After they revealed their true intentions, she was just like, I can't leave.
Yeah, well.
They work for the Judgment.
I mean, it's the last frost whatever critter something another's, but seriously, lady.
Frost chicken.
What do they work for? The same group that the other Ice Phoenix is in?
No, the other Ice Phoenix. Oh, the one that's been captured by the Ruby Shadow.
Was that
I think
the Ruby
Dirge
Shadow
ate that
had
one.
to be right?
Yeah, in Gwir. That was a Ruby Shadow fighting pit.
Dirge eat that one?
No, he did not.
Why does it not surprise me that Dirge would try to eat an Ice Phoenix?
But yeah, 2 ticks of major experience tonight, 2 ticks of minor experience. I'm gonna give you guys 3,400 experience for tonight's session. And I'm also going to give inspiration to Fractus. And you know what? I'll give inspiration to Ogun.
Okay, I still have some, so that translates into, you say, 50 XP? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
How much was tonight? We're in a 3-4?
3,400.
Yep.
Alright. Got an Earthfire to defend next session.